Hey everybody, welcome back to Trek Fleet. I am Captain Foley, and I am joined, as always, by...
Lieutenant Cockings, how are you guys doing? Wait,
I'm doing... What? Lieutenant? What, did you get a
did
demotion
you
that
say
I didn't know about or
fleet?
something?
What did you say? What show is this? This is top 10.
Trekyards. Oh, did I make a mistake? No, I
Done?
did. I never make mistakes.
And what rank am I in?
Your commander, you didn't get
What did I
demoted
say?
that I'm aware of. I didn't get any orders from Starfleet.
Huh.
So what is... Oh, I'm really confused now. What is the topic of today? Is this top 10, Samuel?
It's top 10 Star Trek mistakes. Oh, mistakes. That
Oh,
makes sense.
how that all makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
And this is a fun one, guys, because there's a lot of interesting mistakes in Trek, and we haven't really qualified what we're going to do with this one, so I'm really interested to see what Stuart picks as his top 10, top 5 mistakes of Star Trek. Could be anything, and we'll see.
All right, yeah. Like you said, we did not discuss this, so this should be very interesting. There are a lot of mistakes in Star Trek, both just visually from the production standpoint as well as in canon-ish
Yep.
mistakes. Too many to really put on a list, but we picked kind of what we thought. Anyway, number 5 for me is J.J. Abrams. More specifically, I know that just covers a lot, but more specifically, the very first movie, 2009, one of the very first scenes, the missing badge on the captain. It's like
Yeah.
there 1 second, then it's gone when he sits in his chair.
Between
It's
a
like,
shot. Yeah.
and this is a major motion picture, and it's one of the earliest scenes in the movie. I didn't notice it at first, to be
Yeah.
honest, but it's kind of a glaring mistake. So that's my number 5.
It's strange to think that someone didn't spot it and then suddenly, oh wait, you need to have the badge, and then they didn't bother reshooting the first 10 seconds. Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's one of those just continuity you can't, like, it happened, gotta ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
And for my number 4, I don't want to sound like I'm picking on anybody in particular, but 2009 J.J. Abrams movie. Seeing Vulcan for Spock being able to see Vulcan destroyed from Delta Vega. We know that Delta Vega is very, 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 very far out from Vulcan.
It's pretty
and
far.
it's not even an ice planet.
No.
It's not even an ice planet.
It's like a
But
dusty
anyway.
planet we see in the second pilot.
Exactly. It's near the Great Barrier. Or the edge of the galaxy, I guess. So that's just...
It looks cool.
If he was able to see it, yeah, it does look good. If he was able to see it from there, he probably would have been sucked into the damn thing as well.
Black holes are quite dangerous,
anyway.
you know, JJ. Quite dangerous.
And what's the likelihood of having a desert planet like Vulcan that close to an ice planet?
Good point. And what's the likelihood of Kirk meeting Spock on an entire planetoid? Next to his Federation base, where Scotty is
that happens to have Scotty.
right next to Vulcan. And what is he doing there? He's next to one of the capitals of the Federation?
With his little Krimzik pet thing. I don't know what its name was. Krimzik's from Transformers, just so you guys know. I do know my Transformers, but I call him Krimzik. Anyway, sorry.
Number 3?
I feel better now.
Will it be JJ again, number 3? 'Cause I'm...
No, number 3 is one of the movies. It is Star Trek V. The deck numbers, when they're using the jet boots to go up the turbolift shaft. First of all, there's no turbolift in the entire shaft. Second of all, they're like dangling from... One scene, their feet are dangling. The next scene, their feet are on this rocket boots. And then there's like deck 77, and you pass deck 35 like 5 times.
In reverse order, out of sequence.
In reverse order, yeah. And they're not even numbered on that ship. They're supposed to be deck A down to U. There's only 21 decks. But they're going up, and the numbers are going up. And it's like, oh my good God. Seriously, who made that mistake?
Who made those dozens of mistakes? Because they had to redo the set per going up.
That was a J.J. Shatner mistake. That's what that was. Oi. Anyway, I'm done now.
Okay.
Number 2, the moving beryllium patch from Star Trek VI. When Spock puts it on his back,
Nice.
I believe it's horizontal.
Okay.
And then later, you see it in the Klingon courtroom, which the Klingons didn't pick up that this isn't part of the Starfleet uniform.
It's right there, and you can see it the entire movie. It is there.
Yeah. But later, it's vertical and nice and neatly laid on there, and, you know. So, and McCoy didn't notice this somehow? I'm sure he was behind Kirk at some point during this whole schmozzle. What's that on your uniform? You need a lint brush. You know what I'm saying?
Or they wouldn't, or the Klingons didn't scan it anywhere. Just like beep beep. Yep, it's a patch. Take it off. It's tracking them. We can see it. We can scan it.
In TNG, every time they get captured, they take their comm badges. So you think they didn't take the badge, they didn't take the rank pin, they didn't take anything that could be something that's technological.
It's a great idea by Spock, and it is continuity there the whole time. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's my number 2. Number 1 for me is along the same vein, but it's the best Star Trek movie ever made, which is Star Trek II, and that is The Mystery of the Moving Bloodstain on Kirk's uniform. And it's initially right above the black trim, and then later on the bridge it's up in the center, and it's a different shape. And seriously, use the same uniform, guys. How hard is that?
Or at least watch the dailies of the last scene.
Yeah, that's one of the best Star Trek directors, Nicholas Meyer, doing the best Star Trek movie, hailed by almost everyone as the best Trek movie, and it's a glaring mistake in the best Trek movie. So that's why it's my number 1. It's always been The Mystery of the Moving Bloodstain for me.
Maybe he went to his quarters, changed uniform, then cut himself shaving.
Or had a bloody nose and then sneezed. Yeah. Oh, I gotta get to the bridge.
Yeah, that's totally logical.
And I still think that Art Asylum needs to make a Kirk figure. I have the bloodstained one, the bloodstained Kirk figure, but they need to make one with a lenticular patch. So when you angle it, the bloodstain moves. So you can have it either way.
Oh, the power of geekdom. Go ahead and make that, toy manufacturers.
Anyway, what's your list? Because
those are great picks, and I have none of them. So this is going to be a fun list. Number 5 for me is Excelsior in the Voyager flashbacks with the TNG engines. Star Trek 6 was amazing. We see the USS Excelsior under the command of Captain Sulu. And for the Star Trek 30th anniversary special episode of Voyager, they showed us new scenes played out during Star Trek 6. They recreated the Excelsior Bridge, brought back George Takei. Even all the extras on the bridge they brought back, despite many of them not being in the industry anymore. They made a perfect replica. And yet, in all the new space shots, and yes, they use old space shots as well, in all the new space shots, the engines, for some reason, have a blue glow, like some kind of TNG ship. Surely, this might be crazy, they watched the movie first to see what the ship looked like? You'd think they would have. Yet they missed out on all the space shots. It's confusing and does not make sense continuity-wise, except as a mistake in Tuvok's mind, that he thought the nacelles were refit versions, blah, blah, blah.
Interesting.
It's a silly mistake, and it always bugs me because they're trying to be perfect, and it's almost perfect. Why the hell are the engines completely wrong? Number 4 is the moving damage spots on the Enterprise refit between Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 3. A superb battle against Khan. We see each shot, feel each shot as the crew reacts. The ship is crippled. Yeah, the next movie, the damage has moved locations. And even a computer monitor, they point at a location where it's been hit. It was never hit there. So what happened, guys? You repainted some areas of your hull on the way back to Space Dock and then got into a different battle? It's silly.
Actually, there is an explanation for all of that.
It's also a continuity mistake, but okay.
Well, the damage on the monitors is just feedback damage. It affected other systems on the other side of the ship.
Yeah,
Boom.
that I thought of, but yeah.
The next thing from the beginning of Star Trek 3, in between Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3, in the novels or the comics, I can't remember which, the Enterprise gets attacked by Klingons on the way back from the Mutara Nebula because they were going to investigate Genesis and find out what Krug had done. And so there was a little bit of a battle and a scuffle, and they got damaged on the other side.
That sounds like they're just trying to fix the damage that was done by the continuity. So I didn't know that. But in terms of mistake, it is silly. Like, you've just made a great movie. You know exactly every damage. You see it all. Why on earth have you moved it? Because some damage isn't there. Like, it's moved. It's different size. And they repainted it. It's fine. My number 3 is young Picard. So, we see the young Academy Picard in Tapestry. We see him get stabbed through the heart. We know he had hair. And all of a sudden, in Star Trek Nemesis, an even younger Academy Picard in Academy uniform, now played by Tom Hardy, bald and looking completely different. And this is doubly annoying since we see Picard and several other flashbacks have hair. A silly mistake. that anyone who had actually watched the show this movie was based off of would have known. One of the many problems of Nemesis, and all they had to do was give him hair or just use the previous actor. It wouldn't have. We see it. Stop. We see the guy later on. Stupid.
I agree, 100%. I have nothing much to say about that except big actors starring in big motion pictures. They can't get the guy that played him initially. So
no, well, just giving Tom Hardy hair. Like, you don't need to have him be bald to know he's Picard. Have him have a picture. It's fine. The fact that the villain is Tom Hardy is enough of a link. He's always said he's the clone. Whatever. Continuity, guys. Learn it. But the director didn't care. So whatever. My number 2. 2 Rikers. Not the good 2 Rikers. The 2 Rikers in These Are the Voyages, the finale of Enterprise. The Enterprise finale is controversial anyway, but it was great to see Riker and Troy and TNG sets back. Really made me want to see a TNG show again because those sets were amazing. They were clever to reuse some TNG footage and have Riker and Troy in one corner on a partial rebuilt set. Problem is, in the pan, Riker's there.
Mm-hmm.
They digitally added him there though. Didn't they see the old one? Like, they have the clip. They chose the clip. They put Riker in. Why the hell have you not either taken him out or not used it? So there is 2 Rikers, and it's not the holodeck. There's continuity. It's just dumb. It looks great, but it's really dumb.
I agree.
My number 1. And this was a misdirection, because this is also on your list. Misdirection. It was a mistake. Star Trek V, the decks flying by. It's a classic mistake. It's right there. It defies logic, science, and easily available deck plans. I mean, come on, art department. Deck 78.
It's a big ship. Must be the Vengeance.
Vengeance on steroids. I mean, even in First Contact, they got 3 or 4 decks wrong. Fine. 78. And you're right. I haven't thought of it. They go A to F, whatever. And it's the wrong way around. It's just everything about that. There are many, many, many things wrong with this movie. And yes, that would be an annoying effect to do, having them keep up the same set on that lift thing, whatever. But couldn't they have done it every 3 decks and just every take, just flip it down, put a new one up, flip, I don't know. It's such an obvious mistake and is canon. But we have to ignore it. And didn't they see it in dailies? Didn't they see it in the edit? I mean, it's not like the numbers are hidden. Right there. It's insane. And not the biggest mistake of that movie. But I think one of the most iconic, just dumb mistakes of Star Trek. That's why it's my number 1.
Good choice. Good choice.
Honorable mention though, Stuart.
Honorable mention for me covers a lot of stuff. This goes from TNG to Enterprise to Voyager to the movies to TOS, and it is the very convenient turbolift length rides. It's convenient. They're just long enough for the conversation.
Yeah.
Like Spock will go from deck 1 to deck 2 with, I forget the lady and what episode, but it takes a minute and a half to get from deck 1 to deck 2. Or Star Trek V, where they go from the shuttle bay to the bridge in like.
And same in 2009, he literally walks in, walks out bridge. It's like, that doesn't work like that, guys.
Yeah, so it's something that crops up all the time, and it just makes me want to rip my hair out. Like, I understand, yes, you got to wait for another turbolift to move, perhaps, but you can tell by the window which way the turbolift is moving. And for some scenes, just where they're going just doesn't make sense. And I know that's really nerdy and really nitpicky because most people don't care. But when you know the ships, you're like, where are they going, and why did it take so long?
Yeah, that's a really great one. Yeah, that's a really great one. My honourable is the Bird of Prey size differences, specifically in Star Trek 3, because it changes all throughout Trek. That's fine. We've got Burrell, we've got Kavort, we've got Greybird. That's fine. But it changes multiple times in the same movie as the hero ship. It goes from very large-ish to very, very small. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Ish.
And I don't think there's anything we need to rectify that, given it's the same damn ship. It's just one of those fun errors, I think. Yeah. And I have a secondary one, just quickly. Same with the Voyager flashbacks, and you almost mentioned this, Valentine being alive in Star Trek Undiscovered Country. Yeah, so in flashbacks, he's sort of the pivotal point of the storyline.
Yeah.
We see him die a couple of times. Kind of the whole thing. And again, they try to make everything perfect, and yet right at the end of Undiscovered Country, and again, you would think they'd watch the movie at least till the end, till the credits, just for the fun of it. He's right there, on the right-hand side, he's alive. And it's like, damn, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to mention about Star Trek 6, is the Valtane thing.
It's great they're going back,
Valtane's
though. That's great. But did they not watch the movie to see he's alive? Oh, Star Trek, we love you so much, but these are some great errors.
Indeed. And yes, the JJ play, people like JJ like to say, there are mistakes in regular Trek. And yes, I agree 100% there are. So, everybody makes mistakes, right?
And I love your list.
Except for us. Except for us, we're perfect.
Apart from at the start.
Wow, that wasn't like that was deliberate or anything.
But great list, Stuart. I love your suggestions. Really diverse set. I didn't know what you were going to pick. I didn't know what I was going to pick until I really thought about it. Really great set. And any thoughts on my list?
Again, there's so many mistakes. This was an interest. We could have done top 20 and probably still only had 2 or 3 that were the same. So, yeah, no, I'm not really surprised by anything. Well, I'm surprised by everything, I guess.
I'm kind of surprised by
that was a mistake that I just said.
I'm kind of surprised by the patch, though, because that's such a small thing. I didn't even know it changed position. Like, that's
Oh, yeah.
That's minutiae.
I got OCD, so I noticed this kind of stuff. I got OCD. I see it go on, and I'm like, oh, it looks different in the next scene. No.
I guess I kind of went for the more obvious ones, like 2 Rikers, the young Picard being just stupidly altered. Like, these are like, why are you doing it, guys? And obviously 2 JJ. I mean, that's not fair, guys. That's not fair. Stuart, that's not fair for anyone. So many mistakes.
Well, all of JJ is a mistake, so. I'm
Beyond's
sorry, guys.
coming out soon. It's going to be good, probably, possibly, who knows.
Beyond.
Yeah. And that is it for Trekyards' top 10 mistakes. There's so many. Let us know your top set. Do we have some of the same ones?
This will be an interesting comment string to read, I gotta say, because there's lots of mistakes.
Yeah, and these ones that really stood out.
Keep interrupting you. That's a mistake.
That was a mistake.
I just hit my pad, and that's a mistake.
I'm going to drink some water while we're filming.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with my mistakes. These were actually mistakes. So continue. Get us out of here.
That's it for this week, Trekyards Top 10. Let us know what you think of our list. Let us know your own list. Have you missed any? Have you mistaked our mistake? Mistakeception. Boom. Anyway. But tune in, guys. Tune in next Wednesday for another Trekyards. No, that's Thursday. Another mistake. Tune in next Thursday for another Trekyards Top 10. Until next time we make less mistakes, this is Commander Cockins.
And Captain Foley.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Hello, everyone.